So I wanted to practice a bit of presentation skills. Like, it should be a given that when you are a YouTuber, you should have presentation skills. But I don't know if you noticed that in videos, I do cut things a lot, and that's because I stutter. And I don't like it when there are a lot of pauses between my words. I do a lot of yeah, like yeah. And honestly, those are completely fine. I know they're normal, but I kind of want to reduce them, especially the whole when I drag words, when I am thinking of what the next thing to say, and just a lot of stuttering. I kind of want to stop that. So I'm going to try using this as an opportunity to try to properly present. Because I looked over at my Razor Huntsman video. Ah, shit. Because I looked over at my Razor Huntsman video and I looked at a number of cuts there in the footage where I was just sitting in front of my computer and looking into the camera and talking, and there's just so many cuts. That's not, I mean, if it was just like cutting out spaces, you'll be fine. But also things like cutting out stutters and the times where I had to repeat sentences because they weren't said right. Like, I feel like I would have a lot easier time with cutting if I just didn't need to repeat sentences so much, or if I didn't stutter as much. Like, even in stream clips, I do know that I stutter and repeat words, especially if I don't pronounce it correctly. I don't know to what extent this is normal, and I don't know... Ah, shit, I lost myself there. Yeah, so this is the kind of thing that I do not cut out. So let's try to do this video in one take. So yeah, so for today, while I... Alright, so for today, let's just look over my favorite comments on YouTube to practice, like, speaking and stuff. Alright, so this one. As a real gamer, I don't like those fingers, index fingers, playing a game. This one was from my Razor Finger Sleeves video, and it seems like this person has never seen a rhythm game before. I don't know. I don't even know how to react. What? Alright, the next one. You need to learn the patterns for the one... You need to learn the patterns for the 1F1E33 streams. You weren't doing consistent streams and kept doing doubles between the streams, making your rhythm go off and dropping accuracy. At 8 minutes 6 seconds, left hand hits floor notes and right hand hits sky notes except for the last sky note, and 8 minute 8 second vice versa. Bracket open, right hand hits floor notes and left hand hits sky notes except for last sky note, close bracket. And yeah, I know for the most part this person is just commenting because they're being nice. Like, they're trying to help me. And that's fine. Except I kind of find that not fine, actually. After we've seen a lot of comments like these, or just received this kind of comment in general, it's kind of just like, bruh. I've said before in another video that I don't really like 1FE. I don't really like 1F1. But it's fine, not everybody has watched every single one of my videos, and there's no reason for me to justify or explain myself. But general rule of thumb is like, if most people don't really look for advice unless they're asking for it. Yeah. And I'm probably just being a dumbass here, not taking criticism. And honestly, that's fine. This person, whatever he says is right. But at the same time, I think it's worth understanding that when it comes to me and recording videos, especially footage I show on screen, I do it in one take. Because to me, it's all about efficiency in getting my videos out. My scores that I show on videos versus scores that I do myself during practice, they tend to be very different. This is also the case for Sound Vortex. I know that whenever I go to arcade or I record myself, my scores are kind of just But my scores at home are really different. That's all I can say. Alright, next one. Kinda crude thing to say to a literal child, I think. This is a really good comment. I like it a lot. It's not from Tokaku, actually. It's from this channel. And it's actually in that video where I said girl with no life plays a game that nobody knows. That video, I think this person doesn't realize that, one, the owner of the channel is the girl in the clip, and two, the owner of the channel is not a literal child. Unless you consider someone who's age 21, almost turning 22, a child, yeah. Speaking of which, my birthday is in January, so I look forward to hearing your birthday wishes in about 2 months. Alright, next one. Okay, as you can see from here, this is a mobile screenshot, and you know which video it's from. And the last comment on the bottom there says, try playing the mods on the intended default settings, either up scroll or down scroll, first before criticizing how rough the mechanics and charting are. Which is insane. I think, I keep saying isn't it? I think it's normal at this point. I should just give myself more leeway to cut out these things, like say my words slower so it's easier for me to cut in post. Because I realized that whenever I had run into issues with cutting, it's when I have that problem that what I just said, that's a problem. Like when I'm saying a word and then I transition in, legit what I just done. Like when I do that, it's the hardest to cut. It's easier to cut if I were to just leave a space and say my words slowly. Okay, anyways, continuing. Yeah, I think a lot of these comments on Friday Funkin videos of mine, they clearly aren't rhythm gamers. Like it doesn't take a rhythm gamer it doesn't take someone to play rhythm games for more than 2 months to be able to understand roughly about what this thing is. It doesn't take 2 months of playing for you to not realize that a lot of it is preference. Things like scroll speed, up scroll or down scroll is preference. And those things really do not change how a chart plays at all. Because if a chart looks good, it will look good, no matter the scroll speed. Because you are familiar with how the chart looks like because you are familiar with how all charts look like at your scroll speed that you're comfortable with, so you can still roughly tell the beauty of charts. Of course, when you set the scroll speed incredibly fast, it'll be hard to see how pretty it looks, especially when it comes to something like maps on also standard, but the point still stands. And yeah, so this person just does not know what they're talking about, and nothing new, really. Alright, next one. Proves that becoming a YouTuber makes you too dumb to even do basic algebra. Like there are tons of opportunities to use these or way more complicated math you learn later on to solve your problem. For example, an engineer, a programmer, heck, you can even use these in a video game to min-max stuff. Shaking my head failure. Well, the first thing I want to point out is that they had a grammatical error in their second sentence. There are tons of opportunity. It's ton of opportunities, not opportunity. Opportunity. Ugh, I hate when I do that. Yeah. I don't think this comment is coming from anyone older than age 18 or 20. I know some adults can take my video completely wrong. This comment is on the PSLE, in other words, that video. This comment is from that video where I did a math exam paper for 12-year-olds. I think a lot of people don't realize that in that paper itself, you don't use algebra. You actually are supposed to solve everything in that 12-year-old math paper without algebra. Like, at 12 years old in Singapore, you do learn basic algebra, but every single one of the questions are supposed to be able to be solved without algebra. In fact, for a lot of PSLE 12-year-old math questions, if you try using algebra to solve them, you won't really get the answer, like the proper answer. It's not the same as conventional algebra. And another thing that people don't realize is that when it comes to math, yes, math is important. But for a high level of math where you could randomly take a paper and do it with flying colors, it really boils down to practice and how much you use it every day. For most adults, they don't actually use math like that on a daily basis. Like for example, right now I'm not good at quick math. But when I was good at quick math, and even I can be good at quick math in a month by just being a cashier, which I did back then, it's really all about practice and what your job requires and what you do every day. I mean, this is obvious, but some people just need it to be spelled out. And that's why I don't think this person is... The internet exposes you to opinions of people younger than the age of 16, and I hate that. That's really just the case. Quite normal, honestly. And yeah, math is important, but it's really not important for what I do, and many people do. Even if you were working in accounts and stuff, you wouldn't really need to use complex algebra. And I guess another thing that a lot of people didn't understand when I did the PSLE math paper was that I was never really good at PSLE math, even when I was younger. The 12-year-old math is more focused on problem solving per se. So yeah, you can argue and just say that my problem solving skills are just horrible, I'm not very smart, and that's fine. I mean, I didn't get a high score for PSLE. I got a score of 210, was it? Or was it a 221? I really can't remember. Although you need to remember... I messed up there. Okay. Although the other thing is that I actually did do much better at conventional algebraic math and all that stuff when I was older, when I was 16, when I took O-levels. I got an A1 for E-math. I didn't take A-math, and that's the reason why I'm sitting here today. If I took A-math, in other words, advanced math, back in secondary school in Singapore, I would have gone to junior college, which I would go to university afterwards. In university, I wouldn't be here, seriously. I would have been on my way to become an engineer, or like a programmer or someone in IT. That was my dream. And because I didn't take A Math in school back then, I couldn't take the H2 physics or H2 math in junior college. I didn't want to go through the whole bridging course thing, so I just gave up, went to poly, and decided to just give up studying entirely. I had a score of raw 10 minus 2 for O levels, which is like basically A's for everything except for my English. This is for L1R5, for anyone who's wondering and from Singapore. For L1R4 or EMB3, that would be a score of like 8 minus 2, basically. It's not like I can't study. I was good at algebra back then, I guess. At least secondary school algebra. I never really cared too much about more complex stuff later on, because what's the point of trying when I tried so hard and I'm still not in university? And honestly, I don't really regret anything, because like I feel a lot happier being here than like slaving away in university, I guess. I mean, it's not about like I hate studying or something, but I realized that when I went to poly at the time was when I started learning about engineering, and dang engineering turned out to be exactly what I thought it might be, which is kind of dumb. Like I should have figured it out way earlier, because like when you think of engineer, you think of all that like machinery stuff and all that, or like the electrical parts or the computer parts, and I should have known. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't believe it. I really wish that engineering was more like secondary school physics, which was really a lot more like puzzles. I thought it was fun, and I wanted to do more, except that the more is not more. You don't do more of that kind of stuff when you go to work. It's a different kind of interest, and it's an interest that luckily I didn't end up taking if I were to have gone to university, because it's something I might have regretted. So maybe sometimes bad things that happen, they're not so bad after all. Just learn to live without regrets. All right, next one. Okay, so this is not a hate comment or anything. This is not like a negative comment or anything. This one is actually just my YouTube studio, and sometimes when people comment stuff, I actually have these automated replies. They are like buttons that I can click on that will reply the comment for me with like what's inside the button. And this one, the automated reply that Google has chose for me is thanks for liking. And then next one, keep watching. So good. I love the Google AI. Okay, this one. This one is from the Tycho video. No wonder you don't deal with timing all that well. Almost no keyboards make a sound during actuation. It's usually only like a click in the beginning or a sound at the bottom out. Or at least notable and defined sounds. First off, this person's full of shit. Okay, the reason why people believe that, you know, when you press a key and then the sound is different from the actual actuation time is actually because of OSU's fault. OSU's audio engine, it uses, if I'm not wrong, Wasapi. It doesn't use direct sound or ASIO, which would be a lot better because it has a lot less latency. And this is why for a lot of people, when they play Mania without hit sounds, they realize that for a lot of computers in general, a lot of Windows computers, the offset is always plus 40 to 45. And that's not your computer's fault. It's because of the audio drivers that also use. And it doesn't make sense either if you were to tell me. It makes sense that when you press a key, the actuation and the sound should be like different. Yes, they technically should be different. But look at this. Like, they pretty much happen at the same time. Let's be real. The distance between the actuation point and the bottom out, they're really small. If you press down your key quickly, it should be instant. Like, very close to instant. The most you get maybe is, like, I don't know, 5 milliseconds of delay. It's not 45 milliseconds off. So, yeah, this person also doesn't know what they're talking about because also in the Tycho video, if you look closely, my accuracy was actually, like, one of the best in my team. And that's the whole reason why they end up abusing me a lot at the very close to the end of the tournament, because I was the only one to go hold up accuracy-wise. And in tournaments, accuracy is everything. So, yeah, as usual, people who don't know what they're talking about. All right. This one was not a comment. This is just me when I was 17. I looked really, really shabby. I just wanted to show you guys how weird I looked like back then. Like, man, those legs, they're very stubby. And actually, wait, let me just go count. How long is my legs to, like... body ratio. Ah, shit. Alright, auto select's on. That's dumb. Okay. Wow, I have like a 1-to-1 ratio between my legs and head. No wonder my body proportions look so strange. To be honest, I still look equally sloppy today, if you want to be real. I'm wearing pajamas pants, and I look great. Okay. Alright, next comment. Tokaku. Friday Night Funkin' hate is so dumb. Also Tokaku. Puts Friday Night Funkin' in E-class. Rhythm Game tier list. Yeah, so you can tell which video this is from. It's from my Rhythm Game tier list video, and people seem to think that I hate Friday Night Funkin'. I'm not sure why. I think a lot of people just think I don't like it because I, 1, criticize it a lot. 2, I put it in E tier. Just because I put a game in E tier doesn't mean I don't like it. I mean, I put demo in D tier. Do I hate the game? No, I don't. Yeah, pretty much. And plus, when I put and plus, when I put Friday Night Funkin' in when I put Friday Night Funkin' in E tier, it's because dang, long pauses. That's bad. Okay. When I put Friday Night Funkin' in E tier, it's because I was judging the vanilla game. Right now, the mods, they are pretty much, well, I would put them in like maybe a good B tier. It could be A. I'm not really sure because I don't know the ins and outs of the mods. Like, the mod engines are really good. That's all. Okay, next one. This is not really my favorite comment. It's probably my least favorite comment, actually. This is from Armano Aranda, and it says, do you like country music? Do you want kids? Do you only speak and understand English? I've replied him no once, and he would still post this comment on every single one of my videos. There was a point of time that he would post this on every single one of my videos, and he would do that on every single one of my Instagram posts, and he started doing that to my little sister's Instagram as well. I don't like this person, and I don't like country music, I don't want kids, and I don't understand English. Got that? Okay, please go away. Alright, I hate when I make accidental loud noises because my voice box cracks or something. Okay, and this is just me when I was, I think this was when I was 12 or I was 11. This is me. I had short hair last time. A lot of people thought I was a tomboy back then, and I guess you could still say that I am right now. There was people out there in school, in secondary school, when I was like, 13, 14. They asked, this happened when I was 15. They asked me if I was a butch. A butch is like a girl who's very masculine, usually super short haircuts and all that stuff, and I was just, what the heck are you talking about? I'm growing out my hair right now. What are you even talking about? And just, yeah, secondary school was alright. The girls there, well, I went to an all-girls school, and it was kind of pressuring, I guess. A lot of pressure to fit in, and I guess that's quite normal for secondary school. I'm not sure whether it's more severe in my school's case, because I was really afraid to say anything girly. Like, I remember I would say anything remotely girly to like my classmates on accident, or it just comes out, like naturally, and like they will look at me with this like disgusted face, like a shocked disgust face, and I really never wanted to see that face ever again. So I would just have to put out a front of a character that they thought I was than the person I really was. Only until I got out of secondary school, which was when I turned 17, I learned to just accept myself and I can act however I want. I can like girly things. I can say I like pink without people looking weird at me, because that's just me. Whatever, But yeah, I had a really baby face back then. Okay, this one. This is from my Nintendo Switch Taiko no Tatsujin video, and the comment was, so the beginning is basically an apology video. And yeah, I just replied, no, I'm not sorry at all, and no, that front part wasn't an apology video. I think the people watching the video sometimes do not understand what's going on in the videos, or there's a very common trope among comments that I've noticed, is that people comment before watching the entire video, and it looks really stupid when I read the comments, and you can just clearly tell they didn't watch the entire video. This is not in this case though. This person just didn't understand that I was like quite literally criticizing the drummers that thought they knew more than someone who was playing a game who knew the game well, by the way. Like, I don't know the game like super well, but like I knew it more than what these drummers who have never touched the game knew about Taiko. Alright, so this one is on the video, really difficult one finger game, Rhythm Doctor. And the last comment over there says, lol, your new videos are getting no views, but the ones from 2 years ago have 6 million or something lol. I have no video that has reached I have no video that reached 6 million, by the way. I think the most I've gotten on my channel is I think the most I've ever gotten on my channel is like 2 million or something. Okay, let's see. Tokaku. Okay, alright. Yeah, 2 million. Paper also. And honestly, it's really weird how they thought that my newer videos are not getting views. I think you can only call a channel really dead, at least in my opinion, is when each of their videos are barely cracking 20,000 views. Because to me, right, if I want to break even with my revenue and to make things okay, I kind of aim for at least 60,000 views on each video. And of course, nowadays, I try my best to aim for over 100,000 because that's where I can feel stable with my income. Because, 1,000 views equals $1. That's pretty much it. That means that in 1 month, I aim to get at least 400,000 views. Nowadays, I'm trying to aim for a bit higher. And I honestly can't tell what the average is in my channel anymore because there's a lot of videos lately that have been doing well. And that exact video that they were talking about, that has 528,000 views right now, which is massive compared to like a lot of my other videos here. If you look at my most popular videos, it's like on the 4th row, which is actually pretty freaking high. Yeah. All right, next one. Stop criticizing imputes when it's an opinion-based subject. I don't even need to explain this one. This one is clearly about Friday Night Funkin' when I was talking about the original vanilla game. I don't see how inputs is an opinion-based subject. It's really... This is like a tier above when HyperX claimed that my input polling video and the way I check input polls for keyboards, like the polling rates and stuff, was just not true because there's so many things that goes on in a computer that would impact the polling rate. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but for HyperX to lie that the HyperX Alloy keyboard is 1000 Hz when it clearly acts as a 125 Hz keyboard and criticize me that I'm wrong, when people, more than one person, like multiple people, have come and said that the keyboard was acting like a 125 Hz keyboard, they're full of shit. I've never seen a company lie and then double down. Like, I know, maybe the keyboard is actually 1000 Hz. Their chip can run 1000 Hz. But the keyboard is locked, software-wise probably, to 125 Hz. Just like QMK-based keyboards. They are technically 1000 Hz keyboards, but if you flash them with default firmware, they'll be 125 Hz. But that doesn't make it a 1000 Hz keyboard. So HyperX is just gross. Alright, next one. You seem like a person who screen peeks in Halo. You're constantly making excuses whenever you mess up or don't like something. I'm not subscribing, have a nice day. I'm not really sure which video this is on. It's probably from a Friday Night Funkin' video. I kind of noticed myself that whenever I play something, like especially Friday Night Funkin' or I play something live, I tend to say like, oh shit, I missed. Oh, the accuracy's not good. Like I say a lot of negative things whenever I play videos. I mean, whenever I play like video games. And yeah, I've been trying to actually cut down on that. That's because like the reason why it comes out so naturally and why it's even a thing in the first place is because when I play games, and I imagine when many people play games, they are just speaking out their thoughts. Like they see things, they're like, oh, that's a creeper, that's something there. Oh, that's a new menu, or oh, that looks so cool, They say the first thing they think of. It's like reaction videos for video games. And yeah, so when I say the things that goes through my mind whenever I play a rhythm game or any game in general, the only thing that's in the forefront of my mind is my performance, and 2, am I doing my best? So usually whenever I miss or I do anything badly, I'm just like, oh shit, I'm not doing my best. I'm not performing at my best. And I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to. It's the perfectionist mindset. So I want to cut that down. I want to cut that down on videos because it's not good. It's not a very nice thing to hear, all the negative stuff. Except that I think in this case here, this person doesn't seem to understand that when I criticize Friday Night Funkin' and a lot of things, it's not because I'm bad, especially for Friday Night Funkin'. I think this was really originally from, this was really from the Friday Night Funkin' video, like the very first one where I played the original Friday Night Funkin'. Like, they probably were referring to the part where I said that I couldn't hit the part of MILF. And I was saying that I couldn't hit it, and that's not right. if I can't hit that, it means there's something wrong with the game. And to many people out there who don't know a thing about rhythm games and me, they would see as I'm being full of myself. If I'm not doing perfectly, it's the game's fault, not my fault. That's not true, because we all know here, obviously, that I can do things harder than MILF. So yeah. But yeah, I am trying to cut down on the negative stuff that I say in my videos, and I do try to keep my criticism neutral. We work on ourselves every day, and it's also why I'm making this video. I want to get better at presentation. I have messed up a couple of times, but I hope my thoughts will articulate at the very least. And that's it for today. Let me know how you think I performed in the comments. And yeah, this is the kind of video that you let play in the background. It's completely fine. I kind of want to do these kind of things more because I want to practice myself, like speaking my mind and all that, like with all the pauses and everything. You need to understand that my mindset whenever I record a video is that I need to get this done in one take. And that's not healthy at all. And that leads to stutters and that leads to mistakes. But it's something I can't help because, as you heard from my previous video, how my B-rolls actually sound like, you know how the normal conditions of my house is like. It's very rare to find time where it's completely quiet. And if I were to tell my brother, hey, could you be quiet? He'll ask me, how long? And then usually I tell him 1 hour. And usually it takes me 1 hour to record a video in one take. So I don't have a choice. And it's not like I can tell my brother to get out of the house for the entire day, right? So it's not fun. But, you know, I think in general it has to do with my presentation skills. Sometimes, maybe even if I were to be able to take 5 hours into trying to record, there's not going to be ever one take where it's going to be done completely perfectly. So whenever I see YouTubers do videos where I can't tell that they are jump cutting much at all in their face cam or recording or anything, I'm just like, wow, how do they do that? So yeah, thanks for watching.